Get super clear on where you are at and where you are wanting to go. In this educational episode, I'm going to address what is the first step in wealth creation. Get ready, it's probably not what you think. So I'm Doug Andrew, and I've been a financial strategist and a retirement planning specialist now for nearly 5 decades. And I have met with thousands of people. I've been blessed in my life to have spoken over 90,000 hours in my life, teaching concepts to audiences. I've been also very blessed to have authored 12 books thus far. And so there is something that I absolutely love doing, and that's helping people get clarity. Now, when you're about to go on a trip somewhere for the very first time, what is the most important piece of information you need to know? Most people blurt out where you're going or how to get there. Nope. When using a GPS, it uses triangulation. And it does that by honing in on 3 out of about 30 satellites that orbit this Earth for that very purpose. Once it has clarity on where you are at, within 2 square feet on this globe, then you program in where you're wanting to go, and it will show you all kinds of ways to get to your desired destination. The freeway, the scenic way, the byway, also where to refuel your car or yourself en route. So when people ask me, Doug, what is it that you like to do? I enthusiastically respond, I sort of like to be the OnStar button on their dashboard of life. You see, I like to help people get extremely clear on where they are at in every area of their life or dimension of their life, and then get clarity on where they're wanting to go. Then the path to get to their desired destination can be easily mapped out, sort of how to live the life they want to lead. Now, a very good friend of mine, strategic coach Dan Sullivan, told me one day, all progress begins by telling the truth. Sometimes the hardest person to tell the truth to is ourselves. As a financial strategist and retirement planning specialist now for nearly 5 decades, I can usually look at somebody's tax return or 6 numbers on a financial statement, and within 2 minutes, I can tell where they are at financially, how much of a fortune they're missing out on, what they know and what they obviously don't know, how long their money's going to last. The fact of the matter is you don't know what you don't know because you can't be aware of something you're not aware of. Now, you can also tell where somebody's at by where they're at physically. We make choices in our life regarding exercise or lack of exercise, nutrition or lack of nutrition that puts us at a cellular level not at ease, what we call dis-ease, that all too often results in what my good friend Tony Escobar calls death by lethal ingestion. He says maybe because of weapons of mass consumption. Well, you can also tell where somebody's at by where they're at financially, intellectually, spiritually, emotionally. But all progress begins by telling the truth. And once you have clarity on where you are at in every area or dimension of your life, and then you get clarity on where you wanted to go, the path to get to your desired destination can be easily mapped out. So one of the things that I'm very passionate about is helping people develop a GPS to get clarity on where they are at. This is where I help people understand their goals, set goals, a vision for a brighter future, develop plans and also systems so that they get super clear on where they are at and where they're wanting to go. Then I love to show them various ways to get to their desired destination. And so if you would like to get clarity on where you're at, where you're wanting to go, especially financially, but in what we call the 3 dimensions of authentic wealth, because life is more than just about money. Too many people accumulate their wealth at the expense of their health, let's say. Later in life, they're spending all their wealth trying to regain their health. That's sort of silly. Some people accumulate their financial wealth at the expense of relationships with their spouse, their kids, their grandkids, or their God, or whatever their belief is of a higher power. And at the end of the day, they're always asking, what was all this for? They might have millions of dollars, but they're bankrupt in other areas of their life. So I am very passionate about helping people get clear on where they are at in their financial dimension, but also with their foundational assets. This would be your family, your heritage, your relationships, your faith, your beliefs, and also clarity on where you're at intellectually with your education, your wisdom, your experiences, your alliances, your methods, traditions. And then once you get clear on where you're at and where you're wanting to go, then you can focus on all three dimensions of authentic wealth. This is like a three-legged stool, and so many people are wobbling just on one leg, just the money, money, money. So I love helping people take the wobble out of their life so that they are balanced, because when you have clarity on where you're at and where you're wanting to go, that gives you energy. When you have balance, that takes the wobble out of your life. That increases the velocity in which you achieve your goals, your destination. And then when you have clarity and balance, you have a much greater focus on what matters most. When you focus on what matters most, that increases the accuracy in which you'll achieve your goals. With clarity, balance, and focus, you'll have a much greater confidence in every single relationship. Confidence is the greatest gift I can give anyone. Confidence attracts opportunities. Lack of confidence repels opportunities. So if you would like to learn more about this, I would love to gift you a copy of one of my books. This is my most recent best-selling book. It's called The Laser Fund. It's actually two books in one. If you're wanting to get super clear on where you are at and where you wanted to go financially, I would recommend this book to you. There is one chapter in there that talks about the other two dimensions. Otherwise, I have this book called Entitlement Abolition that talks about all three dimensions, the financial, foundational, and intellectual assets. And so you can go in and claim a free copy of this, and there's an option there if you want to also add this book to it. But here's how you can claim your free copy to this book. You simply go to laserfund, L-E-S-E-R, fund.com, or click on the link below. And you contribute a nominal amount towards the shipping and handling. I'll cover the rest of that cost, and I'll pay for the book. I will fire out a hard copy to you. And while you're in there claiming your free copy of this book, it's 300 pages. It retails for $20 on Amazon, but I'll gift you a copy. When you're in there, check out if you like to listen and learn or watch and learn. There's options there for audio or video. Also, we teach educational webinars on a weekly basis. They're free. You can even schedule an appointment with an IUL specialist to see some illustrations of how you can optimize your financial assets and minimize taxes. But this is not about me. This is about you and your brighter future. So claim your free copy of the book when you're in there. If you'd like to also look at the other two dimensions, add this book, and I'll fire these books out to you. And this is really for you, your brighter future.